man, those cliffhangers, they are getting freaking intense to a point where I'm just sitting here going, please, don't make me wait a week for this. I can't, because every single damn time they pull another cliffhanger, which makes me sit here and go, no, don't do it to me. No, just don't want to say it's happening, but it is, and it's getting to me. Like, literally is. I mean, the cliffhangers just get to a point where you're just sitting there going, I mean, when Puck appeared at the end, I was just like, yeah, he wants revenge. Like, he's gonna take down Betelgeuse. I mean, worst thing was when Subaru was basically screaming out, "Someone kill me!" and then the occultist appeared. I was like, "Oh freaking hell!" Like, no, don't do this to me now. It isn't gonna end well. When Puck appeared, I was like, it might just have some silver lining, granted, will it? I am not too sure. But what can I say about this episode of ReZero? It was a pretty freaking great episode overall, I must say. I mean, we saw Ren sacrifice herself to save Subaru, basically intercepting the White Well so Otto and him can escape. And then once they escape, Rem is forgotten about. Rem is literally gone from memory. We don't know what's happened to him. In essence, I'm kind of gathering the whole idea. Once you get eaten by the White Well, you must disappear from existence completely. No one remembers who you are. No one knows who you are because it's evoked throughout this whole entire episode. This whole idea that Rem is completely gone. No one knows who she is. I mean, Ram doesn't know who she is. I mean, Amelia doesn't even know who she is. Like, no one knows who she is. Otto doesn't even remember her. Like, in essence, he just goes, who is that? I don't know. I don't remember a person called Rem. Who is she? And then, because we kind of get this whole idea, up to a point, Otto is basically saying, we're fortunate to escape. Like, in essence, she sacrificed herself and we can escape. We are fortunate. And then Subaru basically says, how are we fortunate? You don't know how Rem fell. Nah. And then he just goes, who's Rem? You're like, hold on. Maybe just 1 second here, boys. What? Like, okay? Nani? Like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Like, just getting to a point of sitting here going, please, can we just, like, get a teleportation device? It just kind of puts us into the future by a week so we can just watch ReZero next episode just because, I don't know, I just need to know because that ending just, it's just the way that Subaru managed to muster the courage to actually say, look, okay, I don't care, you're going to take my heart, I will say I actually can use Return by Death. So immediately I was like, oh my god, he's actually going to say, he actually might be able to tell her completely. In since he doesn't care at this point, he just goes, okay, I'm going to tell her. But then, what happens? Like, he's saying, look, you can take my heart, I don't freaking care. But when he actually does that, what happens? His heart's completely fine, but what happens? He's saying it to Amelia, Amelia dies instead. I was like, holy Christ. No. Nah. And then just like, no. And then Beatrice basically comes in afterwards and basically says, look, mate, you will get out of here because you here is a problem. And then since Subaru's basically saying to her, look, can you kill me? Like, could you just please kill me? And she's like, I won't grant that wish, but I've got to protect this mansion, so get the F out of here. And then she basically opens up a portal and says, adios, kid. Throws him in there, and then he kind of just gets out towards the forest. And then, yeah, I'm kind of sitting there going, that scene, I was like, Beatrice is a little bit scary. I didn't imagine her being that scary. She has like kind of moments where she is kind of terrifying, but that scene just kind of evoked the whole idea. Plus, the whole entire room cladded in red. It just made this whole idea even more evoked. I was just like, man, that is something. But it's just, everyone literally forgot about Rem. No one knows who she is. Even Subaru's basically trying to make everyone realize that Rem does exist. Like, in essence, he takes Ram to her room. But she says, no one called Rem ever lived here, so what are you doing, mate? Go back to sleep, because exhaustion is getting to your head. You need to get back to sleep. You need to go to sleep. Just kind of just doze off for a little bit, man, because it's getting to you. But I'm just kind of sitting there going, no, please don't let Best Girl be forgotten. Like, I can't do this. I really just can't. The one other thing I want to note is how Subaru basically reacted towards Amelia. Because in that scene, I'm conflicted how I feel towards him, because I understand what he's trying to do. He is literally trying to save her. He's basically saying, look, if you stay here any longer, you will die. Like, something's bad's going to happen to you. If you stay here, you will freaking regret it. So leave with me. But the way he does it doesn't come across as too well. I just don't know, because he has those kind of tendencies that he kind of just drifts in and out of. I don't know how to feel towards him. Like, in essence, he has those kind of moments. I understand completely what he's trying to do. He is trying to save her. He literally is trying to get her out of that situation. He's just saying, look, if you stay here, you will regret it. But it's just how he sometimes reacts afterwards kind of just makes me go, Like, in essence, like, he says, do what I say, and all like that. And it says, even if you protest, I will drag you away. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, I know you're trying to save her, but turn it down a tiny bit. I just don't know, because, I mean, again, as I said many times, his intentions are completely pure. Like, I get what he's trying to do. I understand completely. Like, I get it. I understand he's trying to save her from the occultists who do attack at the end. But it's just sometimes he says stuff which kind of makes me go, nah. I just don't know how I feel towards him, and then I kind of change my opinion about him. But he does have his times when he's a pretty freaking great character, so the pros do outweigh the cons. That's why at this point I'm kind of just sitting here wondering, we don't know what he's going through as a character. As in a mental state, we understand completely what he's going through. No one in the anime understands what he's going through. In essence, when he starts crying, Amelia says, "Why are you crying? As if you're suffering." Because he's suffering. He doesn't want her to die. She's not listening to him. He wants to get her out of there. She's not listening to him. He's suffering because he's saying, I don't want to cry and suffer anymore, because if I see you die, it will make me suffer and cry. I don't want to see that happen anymore, so just leave with me. But she won't listen to him because no one fully understands where he's coming from, because he says these things sometimes that really don't... none of people really understand what he's saying, because no one understands it, because no one experienced it. That's what his problem is. He says things that other people don't actually experience. The same thing happened last week when he was saying about the actual Witcher cult attacking in 3 days. No one else knew about it besides him, so it kind of raises some suspicion about him. This week is that whole idea that he just doesn't want to suffer anymore. He just doesn't want this to happen anymore. So he just wants to let Amelia get out of there, save everyone else, so everyone else will be okay. So I understand completely where he's coming from. But it's just sometimes how he reacts towards certain scenes, how he kind of says certain things, just changes the character's perception a little tiny bit. That's what I'm getting at. That is my complete analysis, or my complete opinion on Subaru's character. I don't hate him by any means. Just sometimes he has those moments. Literally does have those moments. But I mean, the other thing to note really was with Betelgeuse, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I mean, that whole scene when he actually shows the unseen hands, and then Subaru reacts to them, he goes, wait, you can see them? Like, in essence, he kind of reacts, like, really, really badly towards them. In essence, he goes, how can you see them? That wasn't meant to be part of the whole entire ordeal. So it makes me wonder what's going on with that. How can you see the unseen hands? What's the deal with that? I don't understand. But the other thing to note really was with Subaru's character, when he actually said, look, maybe this white whale actually is a Mabi's and actually is attracted by me. And then Otto's character completely changes. He basically says, Subaru, please die. And then he actually chucks him off and says, you have to die for us to live. And that's kind of like the POV shot. As it's kind of like, as he's twisting was kind of neat. I actually quite like the POV shot, but actually added to the entirety of that scene. I thought it was actually kind of neat. But it makes me realise that white whale's going to come back later on into the series. It's going to come back and probably do a lot more damage than it did originally. Like, in essence, it's going to come back with a vengeance, and I don't want to see it happen because it's going to be a freaking intense part of the anime. But I just don't know. I mean, the cliffhanger at the end just really did kind of make me realise something bad's going to happen next week. I don't want to see it happen. I want to see a happy ending for once. I mean, there's too much suffering. I mean, the marathon way through 3 episodes today, and it's too much suffering, man. Literally, it is. I can't take it anymore. I need a... This is when you need Flying Witch. This is a time in which Flying Witch is the best anime ever created, because you could watch this and feel really depressed, but afterwards with Flying Witch, you kind of like... Yeah. Anime does make you happy sometimes. But no, it's not out anymore, so I can't do that anymore. But yeah, I mean, overall, a pretty freaking great episode. Everyone forgot Rem. I was sitting there going, please don't do that to me. Please don't. No. I mean, I just want Ren to be okay. When he wakes up after being saved, and then he sees Ren, but he grabs it, goes, Ren, and it just actually turns out to be Ram. I was like, damn it! I was like, please, why do you do that to me? I was like, just sitting there going, why? Why? I mean, I just thought she was okay, but nah. I don't know. But anyway, with all that said, I have been enjoying. If you haven't enjoyed my video as a whole, you do want to leave a like. Do leave a like, because it does help me quite a bit. If you haven't enjoyed my content as a whole, and you do want to leave a sub, do leave a sub, because it does help me quite a bit. But with all that said, I have been a driver, and I will see you guys later.